What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Fishing PA, Episode 3. I had something really big planned for this episode, but it is taking a long time to dry, and since it is taking me a while to get a video out, I wanted to do something to fill the gap. And I figured if I'm going to do fish from a specific state, I should probably do the state fish. And that fish is the brook trout. Now this brook trout I sculpted out of clay and then cast, poured with resin. So the fish that are normally native in Pennsylvania in the streams and creeks and stuff like that aren't as big as this. This is a different variety of the species which comes in from the lakes into the tributaries to spawn, which get much bigger. So what we're going to do is the smaller version, the more average, what you would find in the native streams around here. So on that note, there's only one thing left to do. Let's do this. Here's what we're going to use for our mount. State fish, state symbol for our little brook trout. We're going to go on there just like this. Boop. So while he's drying and the fins are drying, I'm going to sand this down, get it stained, and get it ready. I might even put a little trim in on here. I think that might look nice. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, that's a really nice color. I like that a lot. I like the color variations. It's plywood, but it also has like the nicks in it, or like the, you know, like the grainy, like, I don't know. It just looks old. It looks cool. Yeah. plasticine clay, which I use to sculpt a yellow perch, which I casted before. But yeah, we're going to reuse this to form up our. We're going to do one side, and we're going to do one side and form it with clay down the centers. Put our keyholes in, and then pour our mold after I box it up. Let's dive in and talk about the brook trout, our subject for this round. The brook trout is a species of freshwater fish in the carp genus of the salmon family. It is native to eastern North America in the United States and Canada, but has been introduced elsewhere in North America, as well as Iceland, Europe, and Asia. It is also known as the eastern brook trout, speckled trout, brook char or car, squared tail, brookie, or mud trout. Not only for Pennsylvania, it is the state fish for 8 other U.S. states, including Michigan, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, Vermont, Virginia, and West Virginia, and the provincial fish of Nova Scotia in Canada. The brook trout has a dark green to brown color with a distinctive marble pattern called vermiculation of lighter shades across the flanks and back and extending at least to the dorsal fin and often to the tail. A distinctive sprinkling of red dots surrounded by blue halos occurs along the flanks. The belly and lower fins are reddish in color, the latter with white leading edges. Often, the belly, especially of the males, becomes red or orange when the fish are spawning. Typical lengths of brook trout can vary from up to 9.5 inches to 25.5 inches. The weight's up to a half pound to a little over 6.5 pounds. The maximum recorded length is 34 inches and a max weight of 15 pounds. Brook trout can reach at least 7 years of age, with reports of 15-year-old specimens observed in California habitats to which the species has been introduced. Growth rates depend on season, age, water, ambient temperatures, and flow rates, depending on its environment. It inhabits large and small lakes, rivers, streams, creeks, and spring ponds. They prefer clear waters of high purity and narrow pH range. They're sensitive to poor oxygenation and pollution. Warmer summer temperatures and low flow rates are also stressful on brook trout, just like many other trout species, especially the larger fish. The larger Potamodromus population of brook trout native to Lake Superior, which migrate to tributary rivers to spawn, are called coasters. And coasters tend to be larger than most other populations of brook trout, often reaching 6 to 7 pounds in size. Until it was displaced by introduced brown trout and rainbow trout in the 1870s and 80s, the brook trout attracted the most attention from anglers from colonial times through the first 100 years of U.S. history. As brook trout populations declined in the mid-19th century near urban areas, anglers flocked to the Adirondacks in upstate New York and the Wrangell Lakes region in Maine to pursue brook trout. In July 1916, in northern Ontario, a physician named John W. Cook caught a 14.5-pound brook trout, which stands as the world record. It is well known that fly fishing is an excellent technique to target trout, but if you prefer a spinning reel setup, you can use an ultralight combination with a rod from 4 to even 6 foot, with a main line of 6 to 8 pound mono to a 12 to even 2 foot leader of 2 pound to 4 pound fluorocarbon. Live baits you can use are mealworms, night crawlers, and even small minnows. Small spinners are an excellent artificial lure to target trout also. Today, many anglers practice catch and release tactics to preserve remaining populations. Organizations such as Trout Unlimited have been at the forefront
of efforts to institute air and water quality standards sufficient to protect the brook trout.
Alright everyone, we are done with our brook trout. This is stained in a mahogany red. I wanted to go with a darker stain to contrast the brighter colors of the trout. And I did both sides. I didn't skimp. I did both sides. You can see where I mounted him through. And I just need to put a hanger on the back. He's ready to go up on the wall. But I don't think this series would be complete without doing him. And especially to me, trout hold a special place in my heart. They're very near and dear to me. They're a great fish. And it's one of my most favorite target species. And I do catch and release. But even though I did his bigger brother a while ago out of clay, I don't think this series would be complete without doing this. And it doesn't look like it, but he is much bigger than this one. So I hope you guys learned something. We did do some new things with the molding and casting. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. I'd be more than happy to answer them. If you have any requests, leave those down there too. I am working on one, and that's the big one I mentioned at the beginning of the video. So between the coats and the working on that, the downtime in that, that would be ready for release soon. But there might be another one in between until we get that one completed. As always, guys, I appreciate you watching. If you like it, please like and share, and even think about subscribing. Until next time, I'll see you later.